Philippines. The new Asian tiger. A country whose time has come. In the past few years, foreign companies have been riding the wave of its growing market. Among them, U.S. firms that face fierce competition with global products.
Round, round, get around, I get around, yeah, get around, round, round, I get around, I get around, round, round, I get around, get around, round.
American brands have been embedded in the Filipino consciousness for decades. American companies have done brisk business in the islands, from commercial farming to the electronics industry. The trade of goods and services amounts to more than $25 billion. Today, American presence is strong in business process management, reaping fruits over the Filipinos' facility with English, a trajectory result of the educational system established by the Americans themselves at the turn of the 20th century.
When you start in school here in the Philippines, you already have English as a part of your curriculum. So that's one of the advantage of the Filipino, why it's the call centers here. It's because of the language plus the patience that we have or that we can, provide to our customers.
The American dream. It still lingers in many Filipinos up to this day. From pineapple pickers, and now to engineers, bankers, doctors, artists, and medical professionals. Americans with Filipino roots form one of the fastest growing immigrant groups in the USA, either by virtue of having relatives who have petitioned them, or by simply looking for other job opportunities. Diane Ribong, a nurse, is oftentimes tasked to man a whole floor of her hospital alone, simply because she is Filipino and is expected to perform better. Hard work with excellence has become the Filipino brand.
I've been working for 11 years now. They look up to Filipino nurses they're so masipag, they are very hardworking nurses. At one point, I was only the nurse on the floor and the others have 2 nurses. It was really a hard job, but I find it very challenging, and my bosses saw me that I was so competent that, I was manning the floor and taking care of all the 40 patients. And even my supervisor was very happy that I wasn't really calling her so often like the other nurses on the other units. Filipinos, in general, really are hardworking people.
Perhaps others could get pointers from the work ethic of Filipino nurses. One of them is Tiffany Seifried from Michigan, who came to the Philippines to study nursing. After adjusting to the weather, jeepney rides, haggling in Divisoria, and 4 years in the country, she has this to say.
I really love Filipinos because they're so kind, they're always smiling, they always are happy with their life, no matter what they have, what little they have, and they're always so giving. If they have such little to give, they give without expecting anything in return from you.
Eileen of Staten Island, who has been to the Philippines more than a dozen times, observes about Filipinos, especially in the rural areas.
But some of the workers are such hardworking. They'll be working 12 hours in the field. In our own family, we see it. You're out in the field at 5 o'clock in the morning. You have your merienda, you have your lunch, you have your afternoon siesta, and then you're back into the field until it's supper time. When the harvest season comes, they're working very hard. And then some of the Filipinos, if they don't have a real job with a salary, they're entrepreneurs. They find an opportunity to try and better themselves or bring some income into their family. And some will even go abroad to make further income for their families.
Filipinos are indeed everywhere in the world, boosting the Philippine economy and becoming the country's cultural ambassadors. The population of more than 3 million Filipinos in the United States are making their mark in their communities every day, bearing the hallmarks of pakikikapwa-tao and bayanihan, truly the best of the Filipino.
Filipinos who have been here from the very beginning have enriched the city's vibrant culture, have strengthened the politics and the economy that we have here. It's helped position Los Angeles as the creative crossroads of the world.
The U.S. has been good to me, in fact, great to me because of all the opportunities that were opened up when I came here. I did not know anyone from Adam, but all you have to do is call. All they can say is no if they don't like what you have to tell them, but I had so many doors open to me that I was able to get a lot of my projects done, and I was able to meet a lot of good people who, in fact, helped me get my projects done. So that was just a great opportunity for me.
America has been good to me in so many ways. America has given me a lot of opportunities. America has given me a lot of learning experiences. I have become more adaptive to all different cultures. I have been more resilient. I mean, most of the Filipinos are resilient anyways, but being here in America changed my life in an instant. It gave me a sense of fulfillment because all the things that I've done here in America would pretty much give me some opportunity also to give back to the community.
Magmula nung dumating ako dito, nagkaroon ako ng oportunidad. Katulad nitong napasukan ko sa New York City Transit, sa MTA. Nagkaroon ako magandang posisyon na dito, basta masipag ka, bibigay sa'yo talaga ang oportunidad if you're entitled to. And being a government employee, ang maganda, ang benepisyo, health benefits, retirement, and I think that's good for the future para sa mga anak ko. I have to give to daughter, and then yung panganay ko, gumraduate ng with flying colors, magna cum laude, and BS in Foreign Service, and major in microeconomics, Georgetown. During the time, graduation day mismo, na inabot niya sa akin yung SAS ba yun? Inabot niya sa akin na meron siya. At nagulat ako kasama yung programa na sabi niya sa akin, "Dad, look at my name." And then when I find her name on the program, I saw it that she was a magna cum laude. That's the time I cried. My youngest one, nasa Georgetown rin. And next year, pinadala siya ng Georgetown sa London para mag-study doon ng isang taon. She'll be leaving this coming September and study out there for 1 year.
Soon, Ray, Diane, Sam, Chester, and other Filipinos who found homes in the U.S. will be joined by Jackie from the Philippines, who will be moving to Arizona. She got married to an American who was also studying in Quezon City, and whose mother was a Filipina.
It's easy for us to adjust and to adopt, the culture of other countries. Not saying that my husband is having a hard time to adjust, but I can see that between me and him, it's much easier for me to adjust. If you love someone, then you will do everything for that person. So I decided to go with him in the States.
And that was basically what it is. That's why she's a blessing to me, because it's just it just seems like everything that I've been looking for a long time. I would teach them discipline at a very, very young age. Teach them how to be respectful to their elders. It'd be a really good thing for them to pass on to their kids, and then their kids with their kids, and so on and so on and so on. Because I think it'd be a good idea for them to know their heritage as well.
Giving back and paying it forward seems to be the trait of the Filipinos in America. Sammy and his wife Sandy have, for instance, organized Project Bright Hope, wherein they use art to open the insides of poor children in the U.S. and in the Philippines. The couple has tapped their American friends to support this activity. Ray has joined Engineers Without Borders, in which he hopes to build roads and bridges in the rural areas in the Philippines. Chester is giving back to America by volunteering in the New York hospital and in a Filipino-based religious group that conducts soup kitchens once or twice monthly and provides shelters to the homeless. The group also goes on medical missions to the Philippines once a year. On the other hand, there are Americans who, over the 7 decades of our diplomatic relations, and even before that, have always had a soft heart for the Filipino people. Americans who have been friends and partners in our development as a nation, as a people, Peace Corps volunteers, USAID workers, missionaries, Americans like Tiffany.
I hope to in the future I can come back and if there's disaster relief or something. I have seen in my last 4 years during the typhoons and everything, they're always sending people and help. So it'd really be an opportunity if I could come back and help here.
In recent years, the U.S. has provided substantial assistance to the Philippines in the area of disaster relief and recovery. And from these, they have also learned.
Our hearts actually grieve for some of our fellow Americans back home who've been devastated by very terrible storms and tornadoes, but we draw strength from your example. For even as we grieve, we know that we will recover and we will rebuild in these communities that have been affected because people will care after each other. You bring that same strength and solidarity to our alliance. So let me say tonight on behalf of the American people, we are honored and proud to call you an ally and a friend. Through our treaty alliance, the United States has an ironclad commitment to defend you, your security, and your independence. And finally, we feel our spirit, our kalooban, in the friendship between our peoples that expresses itself in so many ways. There's our shared pride in the millions of Filipino Americans who contribute to our nation every single day. So I want to propose a toast to the alliance that keeps us strong and free, and to the friendship between our peoples. May it always endure across the ocean and in our hearts. Mabuhay.
Today, the ties between the Philippines and the United States spring from their people, and not just from the plane of government engagements. From the ground up, its people have bonded and blended together through the years. In fighting for a free world, peace and democracy. In finding good jobs to raise families and build loving communities. In facing new challenges. And when their leaders speak for their countries, it is to strengthen a brand of friendship that goes beyond treaties.